How do you want to do the screen? Okay, good morning, guys. So some of you joined us last week for Manifesting Masterclass. We're going to recap on some of the things we did last week. It wasn't actually my intention to really make a completely different class, but it seems like that's kind of what's happening. Is it's going to be quite different as well. But some of the things we want to recap from last week. So I do advise that anybody that wasn't in last week's class to go and watch that one as well, because it was really amazing. As Gabriella shared afterwards, did you like how we put you on the email? Gabriella, there should be thousands on this call, thousands. Okay, so we're going to begin first of all with a meditation from Boyan, just because the energy today, we'll get into heart coherence, right? Because as many of you know, that in order to receive information, the best way we receive new information is if we are an empty glass. Yeah, if we think that we know everything, we cannot receive something new. So oftentimes, if you go and you do a coaching program or any sort of program, and you hear the information and you think, oh, wow, that's really good information, you can't integrate it into your life because your belief systems are already full of this is how reality is. So although that sounds nice, I can't take that on right now because this is my belief system. For example, if you think that manifesting is a certain way, that I have to make a mind movie or a vision board, and I have to do yoga every day, and I have to have a clear state of being, and I have to be a high frequency, and that's your understanding of manifestation, then what we tell you is going to clash with that, and it's going to be rejected. So you're going to waste your time. So we begin with the meditation to get us into heart coherence. So out of our mind, because we don't want to filter the information through our mind, we want to be able to connect with our heart, because the things that we truly want to manifest on a soul level, they're already inside of us. We don't have to go out and conceptualize and get afraid that, oh shit, I'm not manifesting. I'm not continuously manifesting, so therefore I'm not a good co-creator and I'm wasting my time and yada yada. That's the mind's game. Like when the mind is telling you that you're not doing it right or you should be doing more, like that's putting stress into your system. And manifestation is not supposed to be stressful. It's supposed to be absolutely blissful. So we're going to get out of our heads and get into our heart so we can truly hear what's there. And when we're in our heart, then we can truly magnetically pull what's there towards us. Sound good?
All right.
I like heart manifesting in the chat. Okay.
Okay, so you can get ready to go into meditation. Get yourselves comfortable on your chair. Close your eyes and begin by simply observing your breath without changing anything whatsoever. Simply observe your breath. And as you observe your breath, I invite you to observe it with neutrality, without labeling it as good or bad or shallow or deep or anything whatsoever. You're just noticing that movement is happening in your body, to your body, that air is flowing in and out of your nostrils. That your abdomen is moving. And when we observe with that neutrality, there's also an element of innocence. It's as if you're witnessing it for the first time. And that innocence and curiosity is really such a beautiful perspective, beautiful state of being to be in. And now I am gonna invite you to bring your awareness to your heart, as if your consciousness resides in your heart and you're perceiving the world from that beautiful place. And again, I invite you to observe with innocence, with curiosity, neutrality. You're simply looking around from your heart, 360 degrees in all directions. And as you do so, that perspective is infused with the unconditional love that's inside your heart. It's as if whatever it is that you're observing from your heart is like rays of sun that shine unconditionally onto the world. And I imagine you're also breathing in and out through your heart. And as you breathe in through your heart, you're breathing in the unconditional love from the universe. It fills your heart with even more love. It fills your lungs with oxygen, enriched with unconditional love. And then as you breathe out, you're breathing out unconditional love as well, from your lungs through your heart and out into the world. And as you breathe in now, this unconditional love doesn't just go into your heart and lungs, but from your heart it goes into the rest of your body, infusing every tissue, every organ, and every cell with this eternal, unconditional love from Source. And notice what that does to your body. Again, simply observe how your body's feeling. Maybe you notice a tingling, maybe a lightness, maybe some excitement, maybe just a deep gratitude for being alive. And so, as we're breathing unconditional love in and out, with that innocence, with that curiosity, let's bring that same energy and perspective to this masterclass, where we are hearing everything through the lens of unconditional love, where we're not judging, we're simply curious as to what we're hearing and whether or not that may be true for us. We all have our own truth, and the point isn't to believe everything that is being said, but it is simply to gain new perspectives and then see if it is truth for us. So thank you all for being here, for sharing this space with us. We look forward to co-creating, to jumping onto higher timelines, to gain new insights, and to learn from each other. And with that, you may bring your awareness back to your body fully and completely, back to the room, to the chair, feeling grounded to Mother Earth, as well as connected to the universal intelligence. connected to your hearts and souls. Now, when you're ready, you may open your eyes.
Beautiful. The energy is completely different now. So we're in a much better place to start. Thanks, B.
Oh,
good.
Okay, and welcome to Claudia and Claudia. Two Claudias. Is it the same one? I don't know. Hi, Claudia. Welcome. We just finished the meditation, so you'll be able to watch the replay if you would like to experience that meditation. Right, over to you, my love.
Last week we did a lot of concepts, right? And this week what's actually being asked for is a little bit more healing. So we're going to use the technique, one of the techniques that we use, which is called Free-mE EFT, to actually release some energies for us that are in our bodies. There's been a lovely, usually when I do, Boyan and I both do healing work, energetic healing work, and there's usually a synchronicity within all our clients in a certain time frame. It's the same sort of energy that gets activated in people that they want healed. Both my clients yesterday found the energy of betrayal in their body, and they both described it as a black box. One, we went way out of this lifetime. Oh, both of them, we went way out of this lifetime into two completely different places. But that was the energy that was coming up for them, the feeling that they betrayed somebody. But actually, no, the feeling that they got betrayed. And the reason this has to do with manifestation is because nobody can really betray you, because it's us that betrays ourselves first.
Or they can betray your expectations.
They can betray your expectations, yeah. Everything begins and ends with us. So everything around us, if we see ourselves as separate from that, we are not going to get closer to manifesting, we are going to get further away. Nothing is outside of us. And so I'm gonna talk more about that when I talk about attraction, and I'm not talking about attraction from a law of attraction point of view. Okay. Can anybody that was in the class last week tell me about the 3 levels or the 3 frequencies of manifesting?
Yes, Gabriela.
The first is the victimhood, that things happen to you. The other one is that stuff happens for you. So you have challenges and things, so stuff happens for you. And then the third one is empowerment. It happens through you.
Very good. Very good. Yes. So indeed, the first one is when we're in a state of victimhood, we're wondering, why is this happening to me? It's a powerless state. It's disempowered, right? And as you can imagine, that doesn't have a lot of manifesting energy to create your desired outcome. So then the next step, which is a bit better, which is the power hungry state, where things happen for you. You feel more empowered. It's like, oh, these things that are happening, yeah, they may be difficult, but there's something to be gained from it, to be learned from it, virtues to be acquired. And so that's much better. And then the final stage is empowerment, which is when, as Gabriela mentioned, things happen through you, right? You may get an idea and you act upon that idea. It's not yours. It just came from somewhere and it goes through you and you bring it out into the world. And that is a really effortless, easy way to manifest. And then we're going to talk a bit more about it in a moment, where you actually link it with your soul's reason for being, your soul's blueprint.
Yeah, one of the reasons that people can't get to the empowered me point of view is because we feel so disconnected from oneness, right? We began as oneness, and then consciousness came into a physical form to have an experience. And we all individually carry a wound that we are here to transmute. So I'm going to break that down into more simple language, that I need to go back. Sorry. I need to go through these levels that Boyan said. So the beginning of powerless me, I'm a victim. Why is this happening to me? One of the blocks that we carry in our energy field is the energy of shame. And so when a lot of us awaken, we're actually ashamed of what we have created in the past. Because when we hear these words that I'm a co-creator, we can go into the victim mentality and the feeling of shame and guilt, like, oh no, I created that. Don't take it personally, right? This statement hugely impacted my life. Take nothing personally. One of my teachers, Victoria Rader, said that. She goes, I take nothing personally. And I was like, and that is why you are a fucking master. You see that in her. She can work with anybody and do so much. She doesn't take it personally, because people project on you and we project on people. And if we can get objective, which is what would love do, we see everything from a higher perspective. Because if we try to understand people, we lower our frequency to their reality. And so we have to become that frequency to understand that frequency. And that's not going to serve you. So an amazing question to take from this class alone is, what would love do? It automatically raises you into a higher state. So you see the best in a person. And that changes your resonant frequency, and that changes what you unconsciously manifest into the world as it is, right? So the reason for I'm ashamed of my creation and I'm separate and I'm a victim leads me on to karma. And what is karma? We talk about, oh, that's just my karma. Karma is not linear and it's not personal, because we as a collective are one consciousness playing out different forms. And we are playing out different wounds that we collectively are healing so that we can get back to oneness. And your greatest block to manifesting is thinking that people are separate from you. If I have more, they have less. If they have more, I have less. No, there is abundance for all. Everything that comes around that is a belief system of how we grew up, how the world showed itself to be, which is the illusion, it's not the truth. So karma isn't linear. Your DNA is not linear. You carry memory of the past. You carry memory of the whole with inside your cells. And your DNA is a helix, yeah? Everyone know that? Your DNA goes round, it's cyclical. It is not linear. It's not, oh, this happened yesterday. Oh, this is my karma. I was once whole and complete, and then I broke and I fragmented and I got ashamed, and I have all of these individual wounds. Not at all. We came into form and we kind of dipped into collective consciousness and took on these patterns for the whole. And so whatever memory of the past lives inside of you, it has nothing to do with you. It's why one of my teachers, Boyan Nicole, when we talk about past lives, when we do healing work, she says, if your client doesn't believe in a past life, let me know in the chat actually if you guys believe in past lives or not. Because she says, you only have to believe in a past life memory. And it took me years to contemplate that and understand, what did she mean? Yeah. I believe in past lives. And then I realized I had another perspective, that the past life doesn't have to be mine. What she says is they can believe in the memory. All you have to do is believe in the memory, because each one of us are tapping into the memory of the collective. And so the reason I share all of this is to allow us into a state of objectivity, so that when things come up, we don't have to take it personally, because that is something that will free you the most within the matrix. This is not happening to me. This is happening to us. That person is not outside of me. What is happening to them on a very deep level is happening to me too. Right. So that was quite deep. I don't know if we got that deep last week on that level. So beautiful. That's the levels of manifestation. We do go into a little more in last week's class, so we can go and do that. And again, for amazing manifestation, Joe Dispenza, Emily, Claudia, who else is new this week? Tanya. Everyone knows Joe Dispenza, right? If you don't, let me know in the chat. Okay. So Joe teaches that we leave our body and we go into the quantum field in order to create reality. That is not empowered me, is it? Because that's saying I have to go outside of myself to find God and to create what I want up in the quantum. So that's power hungry me. That's not saying God knows best, it's saying I know best. Or that there's not enough and I have to actively wait. Sorry, it's a bit of a strong word, but nearly waste my time on earth, spending half of my time outside my body. I didn't come into physical form to leave my physical form for 4, 5, 6 hours a day. Some people meditate with his meditations. And the longer you meditate out in the quantum, what you're doing is you're subconsciously training yourself that in order to get what I want, I have to leave my body. Because what he says is, I'm no body, I'm no time, I'm no place, I'm nowhere. And that is literally programming your subconscious mind.
Which in fact, it is a good thing if you're in a really low state, right? If you're feeling depressed and anxious and miserable, you would rather feel like you're nobody, nowhere, no time, and no space, right? But once you are feeling good and you're happy, you have a good life, you have well-being, you don't want to go to being nobody or nowhere, no time, right? You want to be you. And then from that place, with alignment, manifest and co-create your reality.
Yeah, so when we see things like this call is I don't like to be spiritually arrogant, like these words, it's a high frequency call. Like you guys have a high level of awareness. So be aware that when you see teachings, if they don't resonate with you, we have to have discernment that great, that teaching is, I'm sure, very helpful for somebody, but maybe it's not for me at where I am. And again, that is where the question of, can I see this teaching from love's point of view? Because unconditional love or God is the highest frequency. It's pureness. It just sees things objectively as they are. It doesn't need to change anything. So if we want to see the highest truth of a teaching, we put ourselves into meditation. We put ourselves into our heart and say, is this for me or is this for somebody else? Because sometimes the reason I say this, guys, is because I did this. I backtracked myself for quite a long time because I felt like it needed to be a certain way. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm trying to make this harder than it is. Because as consciousness is evolving now, more people are getting their brain into a theta brainwave. If you guys know what theta brainwaves is, give me a yes in the chat. I know what the theta state is. You're going to be in a theta state while you're awake, right? That's what's happening on the planet. So when you are generally, what would happen in the past is that people would be in a beta brainwave, which means that you have less access to the fields of consciousness. And so in order to have greater access, you would go into meditation, slow your brain waves down. So you go from beta to alpha to theta, and then eventually you get to delta, which normally is when people are asleep. Some people can maintain a state of meditation there, but normally this is our sleep cycle at night. And then you go down. But now what's happening is that when you start to regulate your nervous system and you're calm and you're present and you're no longer reactive from a state of stored trauma, and you're in your heart center, your brain is in theta. So you're a walking manifestation. That doesn't have to concern you. That's there to excite you, because when you're in a theta state, you are more in your heart. So you don't have to worry about oh God, if every thought comes through, that's not good. That's the process of evolution. Are you guys still with me? Because when we were in the beta state of mind, our thoughts didn't instantly become reality because we would create a shitstorm, right? Because we're stressed out, our level of consciousness isn't that high. We can get triggered by people. We're acting out of fear patterns, out of shame, guilt, right? Mm. But then as you start to heal these patterns inside of you, and these you let go of these emotions because you don't take it. Once you begin to not take them personally, you heal so much quicker. Because you go, oh, there's betrayal inside of me. What was I learning? Why did I keep that? Let it go. Amazing. Oh, I'm feeling guilt again. That must be my wound. Okay, let it go. Back into my heart. What would love do? And you begin to forgive those versions of yourself much easier because you realize that's just how the mind and the Maya works. Oh, it's trying to bring me back into those patterns. Oh, okay. No, I'm learning. And so then you begin to be in the theta wave more. And that coincides with being in your heart more. So the thoughts and the feelings that you have are usually of a very nice frequency of a reality that you would be happy if it manifested quickly. Yeah. So one of the things that you're going to take care of is how do you feel?
I'm saying I've been practicing Dr. Joe's teachings for many years now, but if it's not for me anymore, how do I go into this theta state?
Well, we happen to teach it. There's multiple ways that you can go into a theta state. So Boyan on his YouTube has meditations on how to guide you into theta. And once you're there, a very beautiful thing to do is to get yourself, because Joe also says the sentence, remember this state. Yeah. We teach a modality, or I teach now, a modality called theta healing. Most people on this call are theta healers, actually. And so it's where you use a meditation to access the theta state. So you can consciously and actively scan a person's system and see what their beliefs are and what their feelings are. And you can see, does that come from me or does that come from my ancestors? Like very interestingly, yesterday, the two people that had the energy of betrayal inside of them, nowhere, it was not coming from this lifetime. And so it gives you a very easy way to find what is this triggering inside of me. And in that theta state, you are connected to the higher consciousness and you have a communication with it. It's not something outside of you. You and it are then collapsing a new reality. You're seeing, oh, that energy is there. Let's take it out. Okay, now let's put this in. And you're cleaning the attractor field around you. Any questions? Or aha moments? No.
All right, stay with us.
Right.
I love someone, there's a famous quote, I don't know who said it, but they said, the most important and the longest journey is from your head to your heart.
That's beautiful. Well, yeah. We're not going to do theta healing today. We're going to do some EFT. So I'm going to talk about the attraction field first, and it might trigger you guys. And so whatever, when I say trigger, I mean, it might annoy you, make you angry, make you frustrated. You might get angry at us. You might get angry at yourself. Like your mind will take you into different places. Notice that we don't take it personally.
Yes. And remember to have the perspective, the lens of unconditional love, right? That will allow you to take on the information in the highest form, in the purest form.
Yeah. And so I want you to share in the chat whatever emotions come up for you as I describe this next part, because we will be using emotional freedom technique to tap it out. Okay. Right. So we have an attractor field. Our thoughts are electric, our feelings are magnetic. We have an electromagnetic field. We attract in every single person in our reality. We attract them and they attract us. So whenever we find the person in our relationship. Oh, one I was guilty of was, you're so annoying. No. I'm so annoying. Yeah. What is it in you that I resonate with, that I'm annoyed by? And your relationships, what's really fascinating about 2022 is that centuries ago, ascension and meditation was always something that we did in a cave or isolated or alone. But now in this era, we are ascending through our relationships. Because when people talk about, I don't have time for meditation, I don't have time for this. Yeah, consciousness knows that. Your relationships. I wrote down is loving it today. Do you see this, right? Your relationships are showing you every single pattern that is active within your attractor field. And they're showing you every wound that you carry on the collective level. So if you're in a relationship, now, if the relationship is abusive, I wouldn't recommend staying in it, right? If you're in a physical abusive relationship, consciousness isn't saying, stay there. Go out and seek professional help. But if your relationship has emotional patterns or even promiscuity, you can look at that, because you might say, oh, they're being promiscuous. Well, on some level, and this is, like I said, this is not a beginner's class. On some level, they are on your frequency. You attracted them in. So to expand that understanding, right? We all have sexual energy inside of us. And we are there, as Dr. Joe would teach, you bring that energy up into your heart. But so many of us have been conditioned by reality that it is not safe to exude that much energy, to exude that much love. Oh, you're too much. Or just flat out, you're a slut, or something really horrible that people would say. And they really, especially women, we have been so conditioned to, or a man even, like everyone, right? Sexual energy is just bad. How many people experience that growing up? On some level, somebody said, you're too much. Yeah. Or you're a flirt, you're teasing, you're doing something. And all it is a natural exuberance, Gabriella, yeah. All it is the natural playfulness and love of consciousness for life. And so we have then Emma and Annie.
Just unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi. So yeah, it's a very interesting topic, and I actually would like to ask you something, and maybe that's the correct time to ask it now, because I've got an issue basically with all this love, heart and love thing. I've had many abusive relationships before, and now I met a guy who is completely different from everybody, and the guy who I would really love to have until the rest of my life. But what happens is that I've never been able to fall in love, to open my heart to anybody. Or if it happened in some extent, the other person was not in love with me. But what happens more is that I'm not in love and the other person is in love with me. And I've been doing a lot of therapy on this topic, and it seems that my heart or my body, my heart is blocked in some way, and simply, I don't know, I something doesn't let me open up and fall in love. And I've been working with karma as well, like stories from past lives. I'm just looking for I don't know, something which could help me unblock myself. And just wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about this, or if you know anything that could help me?
Any chance your parents were abusive?
No, not at all.
So they were loving.
Yeah.
I do you know muscle testing, Emmy? Can you tell me how to say your name correctly?
Any.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you know muscle testing, kinesiology?
I've never done it, but heard about it. Not too much though.
Let's do one belief on the call, because I'm pretty sure that this is a belief that a lot of us might carry. So I'm going to show you what muscle testing is, okay? We stand up, and I'm going to just stand to the side. And your body is just relaxed. And I have a natural energy field around me, right? So if my body is attracted to the positive and it's repulsed by negative. So it helps me see what my body believes to be true. If something is true for me, for my subconscious, my body will actually move forward. Doesn't mean it's true, it's just true for me. And if it's negative, my body will go back. So I'll say, yes, yes, yes. And my body goes forward. No, no, no. And my body goes back. My name is Nicole. And the belief I'm going to get us to check is, on any level, love betrays me. Right? For me, thankfully, that is a no. Ah, okay. On all levels, I am allowed to be loved. Because
That's a yes.
That's a yes. The theme of this weekend has been, and that's what's been non-stop coming up. So everybody stand up. And have a little drink of water if you think you're dehydrated. And even if you don't think you're dehydrated, have a drink of water.
All right, bye, Mariam.
Thank you.
Emmy, if you can turn on the camera, we can kind of guide you and steer you.
If you want, just to see if your body, you'll know if your body moves or doesn't move. Right, so you guys say yes, 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 and see if your body moves forward or if it moves back or if it doesn't move at all.
Yeah, so close your eyes, find your balance, and then simply say yes, 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 and notice where your body wants to go. Beautiful, body goes forward. Okay, find your center again, and now say no, no, no. And it goes back. Excellent. And then state your name. My name is. Okay, goes forward. Great. So now say, on any level, love betrays.
Love betrays me.
Love betrays me.
Sorry. And if you don't get a clear answer, you can say it in your mother tongue. So whatever language you were raised in. Right, and the next one is, on all levels, I am allowed to be loved.
Okay, so that's a no.
Great, you guys can sit down. Fascinating, huh? Would any of you guys, just out of interest, would any of you guys wonder? Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So, okay, if I got the answer, I mean the wrong answer, that I'm not loved, for example, on all levels, what can I do?
We're gonna do something. Sorry.
Yeah. Go on.
We're gonna do some healing in a moment.
Okay.
And we'll test again after.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes, right? Sometimes healing can be, it can take a long time, and sometimes it can be in 4 seconds. Like consciousness is expanding so quickly that it is not taking us a long time to do things. Sometimes you have a client and they have a headache, and you just say, what is the benefit of the headache? Oh, because then I get time alone. Right, can you know that you don't have to cause sickness to get time alone? Yeah, boom, headache's gone. We create our own realities. And so we want to see, we're gonna use tapping to tap into all of your energy fields and to see what the emotion is behind that love betrays me. Right? To see where the sadness is, to see where the guilt and the shame is, because there's a combination of energies at play here. Because some of you in your root centers, there's like adrenaline pumping around the body. So we're gonna, guys, share in the chat if you're feeling triggered, right? Share if there's anything coming up, if you're starting to feel anxious, slightly nervous, if you can feel like chemicals moving in your body, if there's any thoughts of certain people coming up. Sadness, yeah. And where do you feel the sadness in your heart? Or in your heart? Where do you feel the sadness?
Yeah, just write the emotion and how strong it is from 0 to 10 and in which body part you're feeling it.
Yeah, so close your eyes. Do you want to start?
Okay. So you may want to close your eyes and just tune into your body. Find out what's the predominant emotion you're experiencing. And where is it located? And then on a scale of 0 to 10, how intense is that emotion? And then once you have identified that, just write it in the chat so that we use it for the healing. So for example, I'm feeling sadness in my heart and it's an 8. Sadness, nostalgia in the heart, and 8. Off the chart numbness around the heart chakra. Okay. Anxiety,
who said numbness? That's great awareness, Tanya. Great awareness. Sometimes we think, oh, I don't feel anything. And it's like, no, it's not that you don't feel anything, you're numb.
Yeah. Anxiety in the chest. That's 7. All right, so it's all in the heart and chest. No surprise. Okay. Under pressure too. Yeah.
The roots, yeah, that's the roots. I feel that.
Okay, right. So we're gonna do some EFT. Now for this, you need to have your feet on the ground to be able to discharge the energy. And we're gonna be tapping on acupuncture meridian points. What was the question? So Claudia, the question was, what emotions are coming up right now? Based on what we just talked about, love betrays me, I'm not allowed to be loved, you know. What emotion are you feeling and where do you feel it in your body and how strong is it? Okay. So do Claudia and Emmy, have you guys ever done EFT? Yeah. Okay. And Claudia, have you done it? No. All right. So we're going to be doing a special version of EFT called Free-mE EFT, which is also something that we teach. And it's just got a few little tweaks to it, but the main points, they're all still the same. We're going to be tapping first on this point while repeating a certain sentence. And then we're going to tap a point on top of our head, the beginning of the eyebrow, on the side of the eye, under the nose, under the lip, under the collarbone, and under the armpits where the bra is. Okay. And so as we tap on these points, we're going to be repeating certain words and sentences, which is what we want to be releasing from our bodies. Okay. So let's just all begin together. So repeat after me. Even though I feel sadness and anxiety in my heart,
Even though I feel sadness and anxiety in my heart.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I feel numbness and nostalgia in my heart,
Even though I feel numbness and nostalgia in my heart.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I feel sad in my heart,
Even though I feel sad in my heart.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Top of the head. All the sadness in my heart.
All the sadness in my heart.
All the nostalgia in my heart.
All the nostalgia in my heart.
All the emptiness in my heart.
All the emptiness in my heart.
All the numbness in my heart.
All the numbness in my heart.
All the anxiety in my heart.
All the anxiety in my heart.
All the constriction in my heart.
All the constriction in my heart.
All the oppression in my heart.
All the oppression in my heart.
All this pain in my heart.
All this pain in my heart.
All the grief in my heart.
All the grief in my heart.
I feel sad.
I feel sad.
My heart feels sad.
My heart feels sad.
I don't know how to be loved.
I don't know how to be loved.
I don't know how to allow to be loved.
I don't know how to allow to be loved.
Love betrays me.
Love betrays me.
Love betrays me.
Love betrays me.
It is painful to be loved.
It is painful to be loved.
It is painful to love.
It is painful to love.
Betrayal is painful.
Betrayal is painful.
All the grief from betrayal.
All the grief from betrayal.
I don't know what it feels like to be loved.
I don't know what it feels like to be loved.
I don't know what unconditional love feels like.
I don't know what unconditional love feels like.
I don't know how to be loved unconditionally.
I don't know how to be loved unconditionally.
Love hurts.
Love hurts.
Love is painful.
Love is painful.
Okay, now close your eyes. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth, as if you're blowing through a straw. And now tune back into that emotion that you were experiencing. And notice if it's still the same emotion or if it's a different emotion. Notice if it's in the same area of your body. Notice if the quality of the sensation has shifted. And if the intensity has changed at all.
Ooh, I feel there was so much release there, but now I feel like a pulsating in my wrists, in my veins, like there's blood moving around my body.
Cool.
Yeah, the sadness is gone.
Yeah. So now write in the chat where it is, what emotion it is, and what number.
Yeah, because it might have changed location, it might have changed emotion, and it might have changed intensity. And so, Gabriella, just let us know, is that the same emotion in the same place?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, very normal that you cried. Very, very normal. Great release of energy. Yeah? And don't worry, we're not finished. We're just checking in.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, great. So now we're gonna do a couple more rounds to deal with the remainder. It's still numbness at 10 coming back into the chart. I now feel it's not surrounding the heart, but at the outer edges of my field. Interesting. Okay. So, I mean, obviously we're in a group, so we're going to try and use all of the things that you guys mentioned, but in a one-to-one session, it would be very specific and to the point, but I'll try to incorporate as much as we can. Okay. So,
can I do one round?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll begin at the top of the head again. I'm afraid to feel.
I'm afraid to feel.
I've stopped myself from feeling.
I've stopped myself from feeling.
I'm blocking love to stay safe.
I'm blocking love to stay safe.
I hate love.
I hate love.
I hate love.
I hate love.
It always leaves me
It always leaves me.
and it always hurts me.
And it always hurts me.
I feel completely abandoned.
I feel completely abandoned.
I hate love.
I hate love.
Love is abusive
Love is abusive.
and it neglects me.
And it neglects me.
I'm better off alone.
I'm better off alone.
I refuse to feel love.
I refuse to feel love.
I refuse to feel.
I refuse to feel.
My guard is up.
My guard is up.
I must stay separate.
I must stay separate.
I must stay separate.
I must stay separate.
All feelings of separation.
All feelings of separation.
I'm separate.
I'm separate.
Love is outside of me.
Love is outside of me.
Love is mean.
Love is mean.
Okay, just take a breath in, close your eyes, and exhale as if you're blowing out of a straw. Okay, back to the top of the head.
Remainder of the sadness and anxiety.
Yeah, there's one more thing. I can't forgive love.
I can't forgive love.
Forgiveness causes more pain,
Forgiveness causes more pain.
and forgiveness causes more isolation.
Forgiveness causes more isolation.
Forgiveness,
Forgiveness.
forgiveness,
Forgiveness.
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 Love,
Love.
love,
Love.
love.
Love. Any remaining sadness.
Any remaining sadness.
Any remaining sadness anywhere in my body.
Any remaining sadness anywhere in my body.
Any remaining anxiety anywhere in my body.
Any remaining anxiety anywhere in my body.
Any remaining pressure anywhere in my body.
Any remaining pressure anywhere in my body.
Any remaining numbness anywhere in my body.
Any remaining numbness anywhere in my body.
Any remaining tension in my body.
Any remaining tension in my body.
Any remaining anxiety in my body.
Any remaining anxiety in my body. Okay, before we check in now, I want you guys to put your hand on your
Well,
heart.
first take a breath in
Oh, sorry. First take a breath in.
and breathe out.
Always breathing out as if you're breathing out through the straw, through the mouth. Evaluate how you feel. Place your hands on your heart. I'm going to say a statement. You're going to repeat this statement. And after you repeat it, you're going to tap twice on your heart.
Like a heartbeat.
Love is safe.
Love is safe.
I am loved.
I am loved.
I am accepted.
I am accepted.
It is safe to feel.
It is safe to feel.
It is safe to feel love.
It is safe to feel love.
It is safe to give love.
It is safe to give love.
It is safe to receive love.
It is safe to receive love.
It is safe to recognize that I am loved.
It is safe to recognize that I am loved.
I am loved.
I am loved.
I am whole.
I am whole.
I am complete.
I am complete.
I am protected.
I am protected.
It's safe to open my heart.
It is safe to open my heart.
It's safe to recognize love.
It is safe to recognize love.
It's safe to say no.
It's safe to say no.
I know how to say no.
I know how to say no.
I can say no.
I can say no. And I do say no.
I do say no. Now take another breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Amazing. You guys can check in and check in with us, please. Let us know.
Zero, all good. Nice. I feel so much lighter with a smile inside and outside. Zero. Thank you. I'm down to 4 and the feeling is coming closer in. All the words you say are so strong. I can't stop crying. I think 0. Beautiful and
It's amazing.
beautiful.
So Tanya, we're going to continue for you. We're just going to do another round, okay? And then we're going to show you another release point. Right. Okay.
So Nicole was just scanning Tanya energetically, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just tuning into her energy to see what it was that's still there. It's a gate against the betrayal. Like, I'm committed to never be betrayed again. So I'm committed. Go to the top of the head. I'm committed to never being betrayed again.
I'm committed to never being betrayed again.
And Tanya, you just let me know when you have a breath release. When your breath interrupts, whether it's a yawn or a release, you let me know. Huh? Okay. I release the need to protect.
I release the need to protect.
Betrayal makes me sick.
Betrayal makes me sick.
Betrayal makes me sick.
Betrayal makes me sick.
I'm sick of betrayal.
I'm sick of betrayal.
I'm sick of separation.
I'm sick of separation.
Yeah, great. Great. Just take a breath in.
Take a breath in.
That was beautiful. One from the top of the head. Remainder of separation.
Remainder of separation.
Remainder of betrayal.
Remainder of betrayal.
Remainder of need to protect.
Remainder of need to protect. Remainder of fear of betrayal.
Remainder of fear of betrayal.
Remainder of the trauma of betrayal.
Remainder of the trauma of betrayal.
Remainder of the shock of betrayal.
Remainder of the shock of betrayal.
There we go. Nice breath and yawn. Okay. Take a deep breath in and out.
And we're going to do one last point, which is called a gamut point. So this is between your baby finger and your ring finger, between these bones.
The soft bit.
The top.
Now we're going to keep the head straight. First, we're going to look straight down. Then we're going to look straight forward. And then we're going to look straight up. Okay? So just keep tapping here. Looking straight down. Go ahead.
Remainder of betrayal.
Remainder of betrayal. Looking straight in front.
Remainder of betrayal.
Remainder of betrayal. Looking straight up.
Remainder of betrayal.
Remainder of betrayal.
Looking down. Remainder of need to protect.
Remainder of need to protect.
Looking forward. Remainder of need to protect.
Remainder of need to protect.
And looking up. Remainder of need to protect.
Remainder of need to protect. Again, breath in.
Yep. Hand on the heart. I am protected.
I am protected.
I am whole, happy, and complete.
I am whole, happy, and complete.
I am free to love others and myself.
I am free to love others and myself.
I got this.
I got this.
Super.
Tune back in, Tanya, and let us know.
You're my angels. Thank you. I have been requesting this. You're literally the answer to my prayers. Thank you.
Oh, our pleasure. Honestly, our pleasure. It's so funny. It's literally written in my astrology. If I do not serve people, I suffer. So when we take a full circle back to manifestation, right? And we go back to, sorry, like I'm really Joe Dispenza bashing today, but to go back to this going outside of our body to manifest reality, the reason that was so detrimental for me was because it took me away from my soul's path. And my soul came here to serve people. And that is where my happiness lies. My happiness does not lie in manifesting great, like a mansion in Malibu. That is emptiness for me. That is an ego game, and that will keep me trapped, and it will keep humanity trapped. So my heart is most open when I can be with other people. And so that's why everything we do is about soul alignment, because happiness will never come outside of that. And I live for the chills. When consciousness comes through and it gives you all those chills, I live for that feeling. All right, beautiful. So
Can I just say something, please? Can I just say something, please?
Sure.
Thank you, Tanya, for that, because I thought it was a 0, but because of you, we did the second tapping, and that was for my ex-husband. And it was just so amazing because I needed to work on that betrayal from my ex-husband. So thank you, Tanya, and thank you, Nicole and Boyan. It's amazing.
Thanks for sharing.
And while we're at it, let's just throw it all back up to higher consciousness, because this all came from source, right? On Friday, I was shown Vianna's class, You and Inner Circle, which is where we work on betrayal, and to make a video about that. Then yesterday, all the clients that came in were all about betrayal, and then it shows up again today. So it's each one of us. Each one of you are here because you felt an inner calling. So you listened to yourself. So you didn't betray yourself when it said, I hurt, la la la, whatever. You know, you felt something and you're like, oh, I'm going to go there. So always honoring, like, consciousness wants me to come back to my wholeness, and it's sending me an inner calling, and I trust that it will always bring me to the right people at the right time. And trust is one of the greatest things for many reasons. That's a whole different day's work. What an amazing co-creation. Yes, indeed, Tanya. Yes, indeed. Beautiful. So we want you guys to know that we are going to be running a manifestation, 6-week manifestation class, where we're going to be going into your soul's purpose. And to know more about that, really do watch over last week's class, because this weekend was really just guided for healing for us. But if you want to know more about actual soul aligned manifesting, please watch last week's class. We'll send the link in the chat now. We're going to go through 6 weeks of weekly coaching, and we're going to be tapping into your unique soul blueprint. So that means the virtue that your soul came here to manifest. And you were born into a reality, right? This is fascinating. So I hope you guys still have brain space to hear this. When I met a friend of Boyan's a few years ago, Boyan would talk about this guy being the best osteopath he's ever met. And we spoke about the soul. And we spoke about how the soul chooses a reality to learn a certain virtue. But actually what he said to me, and it took me years to digest this, was of all the souls he spoke to, when they were offered another way, a nicer, easier, gentler way, they always chose it. So it's not that we choose hardship to learn. It is that that was the frequency of the planet. And our soul was going to learn a virtue. If we had the possibility for our family to be loving and kind, I still would have got what I wanted to come here and get. But if my family was a lower frequency, I was still going to get what I came here to get, just through hardship. But I didn't create that hardship. Yeah. I came to expand a virtue, and I can do that in a healthy way, or in an expanded way, or in a harder way. So what we're going to do in the 6 weeks is we look at the virtues, your life's purpose. Your life's purpose isn't about a job. It's about a way of being in whatever job you want to do. Your purpose is to live well. And to live well is about living in accordance to that energy that you came to expand. That could be courage. Well, actually, everybody needs courage. Courage is something that everybody needs, because we all carry a core wound, and it will always take us courage to look at that. Saying that I have to go out into the quantum and manifest is running away from the fact that it's not running away, because you still have to battle, you still have to enter your heart to access, right? You still have to do work. But you always need courage to look at what the wound you carry on behalf of us all is, and to know that you have the strength to do that. Right, so we're going to look at your soul, the virtue. And I realized something else we're going to do in the program is also we're going to do some group healing work, and group intention, because when you get a group of people together in the heart, that is when you know God as well, because you're going to intend for another person to have something. And when you do that, you close the gap of separation. You say, I'm here to serve you. And there is a part of your neurology of your brain that is called the mirror effect. So when I do for another, it bounces back to me. If I want you to find love, and I hold that state of consciousness for you, I hold that timeline, that vision for you, it mirrors back in my life. So it's not about being power hungry, because actually when we are empowering others, by default, we are empowering ourselves. So the more selfless I become, the better off I literally am. Okay. If you have questions about what we're going to do in those 6 weeks, Boyan shared the link here. There is bonuses in this, but there is only one soul purpose report left. So the bonuses, the program, the 6-week coaching program with us is $575.
No, 588.
588. Why do you? Oh, sorry, it's 588. But with that, you also get a manifesting assessment session with me, which is where I go through your entire life's chart. And we look at the areas that are a 10 and the areas that are a 0, and what areas you actually are solely like really looking to expand on. So you're not wasting your time on an ego game trying to manifest things that don't mean anything to you. You're going to get a session with Boyan, who is actually a woman's empowerment coach. So what he does is he spends his time only with professional women that want to go from like insecurity and instability to like thriving empowerment, right? He brings you up on a level of out of survival and separate to seeing what you're really capable of, and that you can embody that. And really funny, I had a woman the other day, he said, Nicole, I'm all into women's empowerment. Why aren't you coaching that program? I was like, for the exact reason that you can't even be fucking coached by a man, says exactly where you are in your belief system of empowerment, right? You think that a man is what, can't empower a woman? But you need to see that that's totally possible, because that collapse, when you see something in your reality, it automatically collapses programming that is against that, right? For example, to put that into context, if you see there was a child on a TV who bent a spoon, right? Most of you guys know I show people how to bend spoons. The child bent a spoon. Just by seeing someone do that, it collapses in your mind that that's impossible. Because you know the cliche, I'll believe it when I see it. it's a cliche and it's true. Because you've seen it's possible, so therefore you know it's possible, and therefore it's so much easier to do because you don't have the belief system that says you can't do it. Right, so you see a loving man, so therefore you know a loving man is possible. Anyway, and then the last thing is a soul purpose report by me. The value is up at 125, but actually it takes me like 4 to 5 hours to do these things, so the value is completely skewed there. So that's total value of 575 for all the bonuses. So as Boyan likes to say, the course is actually like 13 euros. But there's one more spot for the soul purpose report because it takes me such a long time that I'm taking it off.
So these bonuses, they were, for last Sunday's call, but we extend them just for today. But from tomorrow, we're not offering these bonuses. It's just going to be the 6 weeks.
So if you're ready to jump in, some of you guys are already with us on this call, but if you want to jump in, you can give us a yes in the chat. I'd love to be with you guys. We start on what date?
30th of July at 11 a.m.
Yeah, 30th of July at 11 for 6 weeks, and the calls will be about 90 minutes, and then you get two bonus private sessions. And also, if you guys really loved the EFT, we teach EFT over a series. There's 3 levels, and they're taught over 3 separate days. So if you want to just do level 1 and you want to see what that course content is of what we cover in that program, you can we put the EFT link in as well? Yeah. Because this is Free-mE EFT. It is not the same as the old EFT. If you want to know more on why that is, you can just drop us a message and we won't take up any more of the time on this call. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions or anything that you want to share from me to you, I just want to thank you guys for coming and doing the healing, because as we heal the collective. So very nice.
It was really awesome to be back with you and to be in this space with you again. So it was quite a while since we last met, and so a lot of stuff has happened, and it's just magically how suddenly kind of like clicks again into it, and feeling called to come back to.
Yeah, so good to have you, Tanya.
Yeah, and you've been doing amazing work, huh? You've been having a lot of transformation and breakthroughs with people.
Yes, lately I've been stepping up, and I'm no longer in that place that I was before. So something is really happening. So I'm considering your offer. I will go for a walk and check in and see if I can come to that, because I also noticed that the second half of the year is asking for something completely different. So that would be a good opportunity. But anyways, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for doing your work.
Pleasure.
Beautiful, beautiful. It will be amazing to have you in the container with us. It will be great. It'll be great. And we stay connected regardless.
Anyone else wants to share?
Super. Thank you guys so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Go and enjoy your Sunday. We're going to go see Ayana, our daughter.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.